What's up, YouTubers? It's HeartbeatHunter89 coming at you from the Duelist Den, and the voices in my head told me it's time for the next segment in the comparison series between Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, as it stands right now for the points, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! At 3 points, we have Magic the Gathering at 3 points, and we have Pokemon at 0 points. Come on, Pokemon, you gotta get some points here. Anyway, for this video, we're going over two things. First is number of pages it takes to describe the different parts of a card, and the second is who has the most parts of a card. So, let's jump into that intro.
Feel tensions rising, I hear voices in my head. They count for me, they understand. They talk to me, they talk to me. They tell me things that I will do. They show me things I'll do to you. They talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. They talk to me, talk to me, talk to me.
Okay, as I said, the first thing we're going to talk about is the number of pages it takes to describe the parts of the cards. Now, for Magic, it takes 1 page. For Pokemon, it takes 1 page. And for Yu-Gi-Oh! It takes 4 pages. Now, an argument can be made for Yu-Gi-Oh! That it only takes 2 pages. However, that argument's not really going to matter because even if it is only 2 pages, it still beats out Magic and Pokemon. And the reason, and I will touch on that a little bit more when we get to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Part of this video. But for right now, just know it's on its way. Okay, so now we're going to go over the parts of the cards. Alright, now, for the purposes of the video, because this video is determined, or the series of videos is supposed to determine which game is more difficult to learn, I will not be including the parts of the cards that deal with the set or card number or anything like that. Although in the rule book on the pages you'll be able to see that, it does mention that those are official parts of the cards. I will not be considering those. I'll only be going over parts of the cards that you are actually required to know in order to play. So, what's first? Okay, Magic, it looks like, is first. So, Magic has 5 parts of the cards that you are required to know in order to play. The first part is the name of the card, which is located in the top left corner of the card. Now, this is important because in all 3 of these games, you only have a set number of cards with a particular name in your deck. For Magic, you only have 4 copies of a card with the same name. In the top right corner, we have the mana cost of the card. This is the amount of mana you have to spend in order to cast the cards and what type of mana you have to use in order to cast the card. Underneath the picture of the card, we have the type of card it is, whether it be creature, artifact, instant, whatever. In the box just below that, we have the description box, is what that is called, and that is usually where the effect of the monster is, or it tells you what the effect of the instant or sorcery, or it tells you pretty much what the card does. In the bottom right corner, we have the power and toughness. Now, to draw parallels to Yu-Gi-Oh!, the power is the attack points, the toughness is the defense points. In regards to Planeswalker cards, this is also where the loyalty counters go, or the starting loyalty counters for the card goes. Now, for Planeswalkers, that's important because the number of loyalty counters on the card determines what Planeswalker effects you can use. In the aspect of creatures, the power is how much damage it deals to your opponent or opposing creatures, and the toughness is how much damage it can take in a single turn before that creature is knocked out. Alright, next up we have, Pokemon. This is going to be a fun one. Pokemon comes in with 9 pages. 9 parts of the card they're required to know for the gameplay. Now, unlike Magic, we have 2 types of cards we have to look at. So, we have to draw parallels, see what matches up on the cards, and if the 2 cards have the same thing on the card, that only counts as 1 part of the card. So, we're obviously going to start with the actual Pokemon cards. In the top left corner, we have, of course, the stage of the Pokemon, whether it be basic, stage 1, stage 2, etc. And just under that, we have the evolves from part of the card. Now, although these are 2 distinct different parts of the card, I'm going to talk about them and why they're important together because they do run in tandem with each other. Now, the basic Pokemon are the Pokemon you play on your bench unless otherwise specified by a separate card effect. The Evolves From section tells you which Pokemon that this Stage 1 or Stage 2 evolves from. So that's how you know which Pokemon you put into play. Just to the right of that, we of course have the name of the card. Now, like with Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, it encompasses the majority of the top part of the card. And just like in Magic, you can have up to 4 copies of any card with the same name. Now, Pokemon does have a little unique thing here. Some cards, like take Pikachu for example, there are different Pikachu names. You of course have the regular Pikachu, then there's like Pikachu Libre, and then Pikachu EX. Now, even though they are technically the same Pokemon, they each have a different name. So you can actually have 4 copies of Pikachu, 4 Pikachu Libres, 4 Pikachu EXs. And they'd still be counted as 4 different card names. So you can have multiple cards with the same name in your deck, although they do technically have different names according to the rules. Alright, just in the top right corner of the card, we of course have the Pokemon's health points. Now, the Pokemon's health points is the amount of damage that Pokemon can take before it's knocked out. And unlike Magic, where the damage wears off the creatures at the end of the turn, the damage stays on a Pokemon throughout the entirety of the game until it is knocked out or healed via a card effect. Underneath the picture of the Pokemon, we of course have the description box. Now, I'm going to refer to this as the attack box for the remainder of this video. And the main reason for that is because, well, we'll get into that here in a little bit anyway. But the main reason I'm referring to it as a attack box is because even though you can have a Pokemon's abilities, special abilities in this box, the main purpose of this part is to list the attacks and how much energy you need to use those attacks and how much damage those attacks do. So that's why I'm going to refer to it as an attack box, even though it's officially a description box. I'm going to call it an attack box just because it makes more sense to me. Alright, now for the trainer cards. We of course have the type of card it is, which is, trainer, and that's in the top left corner. In the top right corner, we have the specific type of trainer, whether it be supporter, item, or stadium. Just under the type of card is the name of the card. And then just under the picture, we have the effect box. Now, this is very important. Let me stress something here. Even though the effect box on trainers and the attack box on Pokemon are in the same spot, they're actually 2 different parts of the cards because the rule book and the Pokemon, or the people who make Pokemon, especially stress this in the rule book, that an attack and an effect are not the same thing. I don't know why they felt the need they had to stress that as severely as they do in the rule book, but they do. So, these are actually 2 different parts of the cards because they do 2 different things. Now, below the effect box on the trainer cards, we have the trainer rule box, or part of the card. Now, this I think is a little redundant to have on the card, mainly because every supporter has the same trainer rule, and that's you can use multiple supporters in the same turn. Every item has the same trainer rule, which is you can only use 1 item per turn, and every stadium card has the same trainer rule on it, which if you can't activate a stadium card if it has the same name as stadium card in play. So I don't see why that's in there, but I did, however, need to come up with a tiebreaker between Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they were going to have the same number for parts of the cards, and this was the only way I could do the tiebreaker, was doing the trainer rule box on the Pokemon cards. So that was actually the tiebreaker between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't just superimpose up in the corner like I do usually because of how the pages are set up in the rule book. So here's the full screenshot of the first page of the Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Rulebook. Now in Yu-Gi-Oh! We actually have 8 parts of the cards. Now we're going to start with monsters, obviously, because that's what's up on the screen. In the top left corner, we of course have the name of the monster, and that, like with all the others, encompasses the majority of the top line. Now, unlike Magic and Pokemon, which you can have 4 copies of any given name, you can only have 3 copies of any card in your deck, as long as they have the same name. Now, with Yu-Gi-Oh, that goes into a little bit of a deeper issue because of the ban list with limits and semi-limits and stuff. But in general, you can have up to 3 copies of the same card in your deck and side deck combined. Now in the top right corner, we of course have the card's attribute. This is important because a lot of card effects specifically designate cards with attributes and things like that. Now just below the name and the attribute, we of course have the part of the card where the level and rank goes. Now although level and rank are two different things, they go in the same spot on the cards for the most part. So that's just one part of the card. Underneath the picture we have the card, or the monster, or the type of the card, whether it be an effect monster or tuna monster, etc., etc. Then of course we have those are technically subtypes, but we're going to be doing types of cards, you know, like dragons, things like that, in another video. But anyway, for right now we're going to just use the subtypes of the cards because that's what we're focusing on for here. We have the effect, the non-effect, the fusion, things like that. That's what we're focusing on for this spot. And then the subtypes also go there, like dinosaur, dragon, etc., etc. Just below that we have the effect box, and this is where, you know, the monster's effect is. Now in the bottom right corner we of course have the attack and defense. Now with the new link monsters coming out pretty soon, the link monsters, instead of defense, they have a link number there, but that's still just going to be the same part of the card as the attack and defense part, so that's just going to be one part of the card. We won't count the link number as a separate part of the card. Moving on to the next page, we should have the spells and traps showing up right now. In the top right corner we have, or in the top left corner we have the name of the card. In the top right corner we have the type of card it is. Now generally, you know, we can determine by the color, you know, but we also have the symbol for spell or trap up in the top right corner. And yes, I'm including that because on the Pokemon trainers it says specifically what type of card it is on it, which is trainer, so we are counting this symbol as a part of the card as well. Now just below that we have the type of card, or the specific type of spell or trap that it is, be it continuous, equip, ritual, etc., etc. Then just below the picture we have the effect box. Now if you do the math here, that's actually 8 different sections. We have the name, attribute, card type for each spell or trap. We have the level and rank. We have the specific type of spell or trap. We have the type of card it is, you know, fusion effect, stuff like that for monsters. Then we have the attack and defense, then the effect box. So that's 8 different types. So with that being said, the points for this video go to Yu-Gi-Oh! For most pages it takes to describe the parts of the cards, and Pokemon for most parts of the card. So way to go, Pokemon, you got your first point finally. It took you 4 videos to do it, but you got your first point. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the boxes below. I'd like to hear your feedback about these videos, how you think I'm doing with these videos. Also, make sure you tell your friends, family, anybody who plays this game, anybody you know who plays this game, enemies, you know, whatever. Tell them about my channel. I'd love to get some more subscribers on here. Right now I don't have as many as I would like. I'm just going to say it. I don't want to, but I'm gonna. I only have 34 subscribers right now. I want to get up to like 500, you know, by the end of this year. So I need your guys' help with that. I spread the word as much as I can in my community, everywhere I go, every region, every local, everything I go to, I spread the word about my channel. But I could use you guys' help, you know, get the word out there. I would love to see our subscribers. In addition to that, I will be linking the first 3 videos of the series in the description box below, as well as the original Rant video that started this whole mess. So, like I said again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the box below, and until next time, this is Harpy Hunter 89, and the voices in my head, signing off.
Take a shot at